Welcome to my channel and this class on the reformer. I'm going to start off with one light spring. I'm using a blue spring. Come to lying on your backs. I enjoy working with the headrest down, but if you prefer it up, feel free to do so. And I'm going to start off just allowing the knees to drop open, placing one hand on the stomach, the other hand on the chest. And taking a moment to connect to the breath, to calm the nervous system, so that even later when we're going to be working, still want to do it with this sense of calm and sense of breath. Just noticing if you can relax anything in the shoulders and the muscles of the face. Noticing the legs of the spine. When you're ready, bring the knees in, and we're going to place the feet on the surface underneath the foot bar. Place the hands on the stomach. Take a deep breath in through the nose. And as we exhale, think of lifting the pelvic floor and lifting the stomach muscles so much that the bed starts to move. Then bringing it back. So the image I'm working with as the movement comes rather from the strength of the legs, from the powerhouse. Can you feel the center moving the body, moving the bed? And just legs lengthening, using as little effort in the legs as possible. Going to clasp the hands behind the head, lengthen the neck, inhale. Exhale, lifting the head and shoulders up. And then just keep going. That sense of it's the powerhouse that's moving us, the breath that's moving us. Inhale as you come in, exhale. Push the carriage out. Just take two more like that. Exhale, 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 all the air out. Inhale, bring it back. One more time. And back. Going to place the right foot on the bar, cross the left leg over, hold on to either the shoulder rests or the poles behind them, and take both knees over to one side. So getting really lovely twists through the body, staying there for a moment, and then using the center to come back and take both legs in the other direction, still maintaining the same cross of the legs. Opening up the shoulder, it should feel a little bit different when we take them over to the other side. And again, over to the first side. Just go as far as feels good for you. This early stage of the class. It's beginning to tune into the body, to warm it up. Coming back through the center. And taking it over to the other side. Opening and breathing into the ribs. This open side. Let's switch legs. So crossing the right over the left, taking the legs over to one side, seeing how much you can relax the shoulders, bringing it back and over to the other side. That lovely stretch. Let's do one more time to either side. Stay there for a moment. Using the center to move the legs, bringing them back and over to the other side. Coming back. Let's place the right toes on the bar. Bring the left knee into the chest. Again, clasp the hands behind the head, lift the head and shoulders up. And again, connecting to that sensation that it's a stomach that's moving the bed, really lengthening the right leg out, and with control, bringing it back in. I'm going to do it one more time, just like that. Creating that sense of length in the leg and lift in the center. We're going to continue with little jumps. I'm maintaining a lot of focus, the connection of the foot and the bar. I have eye contact as well. And again, can you use the stomach to move the bed, even though we're moving a little bit faster now? Let's do 2 more on this side. Coming back. Let's change legs. Left foot on the bar, right knee in towards the chest. Lift the head and shoulders up. And a couple of times without the jump, just to create that sense of length. And coming back. Connecting through the center. Then start taking into those little hops. Reach the leg long and control. Really working on concentration, one of the Pilates principles, really focusing. I'm not paying attention. I might not land in the right place. Let's do 2 more like that. Coming back, we're going to stretch both legs so they're long over the bar. Again, lengthen the neck, lift the head and shoulders up. We're going to stay here, reach the fingertips forward. Inhale, as you exhale, pull the stomach in, and you can either imagine the legs are floating off the bar or actually float them off a little bit and down. If you want, you can support your head in your hands or keep the arms stretched out. You choose what helps you feel the center in the best possible way. So stretch the legs out and maybe lift them off. So you should really feel the stomach engaging. Coming back, this time both toes are on the bar. Lift the head and shoulders up. And we're going to jump with both legs lengthened and down. So it's the same sense of engaging the center, lengthening the legs. Exhale, inhale. Let's take a few more jumps like that. Last one. Coming back. Relax the head. Again, we're going to hold on to the shoulder rests or the poles. And we're going to take side to side. Don't think of bringing your knees in the direction of the elbow. So it's on a slight diagonal. And back. Taking them across and then up. So again, really opening up the side of the body. Take them towards the floor as far as feels good for you. Towards the other side, and the center brings them back. I'm just going to do that one more time, either side. It should feel really nice for your back. Bringing the knees to center, and then last time over to the second side. Coming back, we're going to scooch down a little bit so that you can hang the back of your knees over the bar, and then just push the carriage back so that your hips are sort of dangling and down towards where the springs are. And you might play with where the bed is. So find the place that feels good for you, and you can maybe even wag your tail a little bit. Open your arms to the side, and we're back to this position of opening, relaxing. I'm going to take the hands and place them on the bars that connect the foot bar to the frame. Place the feet on the bar. I'm going to start rolling the hips up. As the hips press up, think of rooting the bar down as if we're pushing it down and sending the tailbone towards your knees. Inhale, and as you exhale, soften vertebra by vertebra by vertebra. And then again, really relaxing the hips down. And again, pressing down with your hands, lifting your hips up. So because the feet are high, we can get higher than we normally would be able to when the feet are on the floor. reach the knees forwards, open the shoulders, and rolling down vertebra by vertebra. Going to go up one more time. This time we're going to stay there with the right foot on the bar. You might want to bring it in a little bit and cross the left ankle over, so we're in this full figure position. And again, flex the left foot, drop the hips down until you feel a good stretch on the left side. And then lift the hips up. Think of sending both knees forwards and again opening the shoulders. Flex a foot. Bring the hips down as far as you need to get that good stretch. We're going to stay there for a moment. Coming up, lift the hips up high. Let's do one more just like that. So stay there. Allow the hips to drop. Coming up, let's change sides. Left foot on the bar, right ankle crosses. Full figure stretch, so opening that right knee. Flex the right foot as you sink down. Giving yourself a good stretch on the right side this time. And lifting up. And again, down. And coming up, reaching the knees forwards. Let's do one more time. Dropping the hips down in the direction of the springs. Last time, coming up. Place the foot back on the bar. And we're going to come back to that position where we're hanging our knees and wagging our tails. And then as elegantly as possible, we're going to come back and we're going to roll up. So place your feet underneath the bar, reach your arms up, lift your head and shoulders up. If you need a little extra help, you can place your hands behind your legs, rolling up. And we're going to change the springs. I'm going to add 2 heavier springs, 2 reds for footwork, but feel free to make it as heavy or light as you prefer. And we're going to start off on the toes with the heels together. Arms pressing gently into the mat, heels pressing together. And again, when I stretch out, I'm trying to imagine that it comes from the powerhouse and coming back. So although there's more weight now, can we still maintain that sense of connection to the center? And I'm exhaling as I stretch, inhaling as I come back. You might want to reverse that, and that's also a great way to breathe. Next time, I'm going to stretch the legs out really, really long, not wrong. Engage the pelvic floor and the stomach muscles. Come halfway down, a little pulses down, up, down, up, down. Still maintaining that sense of openness from the shoulders and relaxation through the neck and the head. Stretching up, creating as much length as possible in the legs. Coming back. Let's parallel the feet. I'm going to go onto the arches. And if possible, we're going to curl the toes and press the carriage away. Coming back, feeling the muscles of the feet. If it feels too crampy, just let that go and relax the toes. If we can, keep that going. It's as if the toes and the heels want to get closer to each other, maybe even touch each other in our imagination. Maybe like a bird's foot. And let's do the little pulses here as well. So pulse down and down and down, feeling the connection through the pelvic floor, through the center, making sure the legs are really parallel. And stretch, 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 stretch. Coming back, let's go onto the heels. So press the heels. This time we're thinking of spreading the toes, pointing them up towards the ceiling as you press the heels down. and back. Exhale and inhale. And let's take the pulses here as well. Halfway in, pulse and pulse. And stretching it away. Coming back onto the balls and toes. Stretch the legs out. We're going to do one-sided walking. So let's start off with the right heel. Press right heel down under the bar and lift it up. Keep going on the right side. Down and up. And reach the heel down and up. And reach. And down. Let's do 2 more on this side. Lift up both heels really high. Now we're going to do the same thing with the left heel. Down, lift, up, down. The heel goes down, the stomach lifts up. So it's a sort of 2 directional sensation. 2 more. Let's just take regular walking. Up and down. Lifting up, reaching down. And make it as slow or as fast as feels right for you. So here too, I'm really trying to imagine the connection of the movement of the legs with what's happening in the center. And let's take a stretch. Stretch one heel underneath the bar, place the other heel over the bar. Take a few seconds to breathe into that. And let's stretch the other heel underneath. Heel on top. And breathe. Onto one leg footwork. Have your right heel on the bar. Hug the left knee in. Press the heel. Stretch the leg and down. If you want to adjust and make it a little lighter, feel free to do so. If it feels okay, we're going to continue. Hands by the sides. As I stretch the right leg, I'm going to point the left toes up towards the ceiling. Bend the right knee, bend the left leg, and stretch it down underneath the bar as if someone's pulling the toes in that direction. So develop a, bring the leg in and up, stretching both legs for a moment, bending both knees, and the left foot reaches down under. So once you've got the coordination, see if we can take it a little bit faster. Press and stretch. Up, down. Last time we're going to stay there and little leg circles with the left leg up into the ceiling, really pressing the right heel into the bar. So the right leg is super active. And let's change the direction of those circles, lengthening the toes up towards the ceiling, using the center to stabilize. Let's do all that to the other side. Start off nice and slow. Hug the right knee in. Press the left heel as you stretch and bring it back. So making sure the spring setting is right for what you're feeling right now. And if that feels pretty good, I'm going to continue, stretch the right leg up towards the ceiling. Stay there and lengthen, bending the knee, and then we're going to extend, reaching underneath the bar, reaching the toes away. So bend it in, reaching up, bend, stretch it away. And when you feel confident, you can pick up the pace, taking it slightly faster rhythm. And then the next time we're going to stay for those leg circles. So really pressing the left heel into the bar, lengthening the left leg as right leg does circles on the ceiling. And let's go in the other direction. Twice more. And then place both feet on the bar, coming back. And we're going to come up to sitting. I'm going to take off the spring so we're left with one heavy-ish spring. I'm on a red spring. Again, feel free to adjust if you need more or less. I'm going to come up to a sitting position with a tall spine. If you can stretch your legs out as well, great. If not, feel free to bend your knees as much as you need. I'm going to take the arm straps underneath the shoulders, open the chest, gaze forwards. Reach the fingers forwards, create more length through the spine. And let's bring the hands down by the sides of the hips. Push down with your hands until you feel your hips floating, maybe half an inch off the mat. We're going to stay there. Think of the sits bones coming together. Gently set the hips down without losing any height. And then we're going to bend over, reach the arms forwards towards the bar, and then keep lengthening forwards on a long diagonal. Keep lifting up, fingertips reach towards the ceiling, opening the arms to the side. Let's do it again in that slow pace. Forwards, arms go down, press down. So when you lift the hips up, think of your sits bones coming closer together, your pelvic floor muscles lifting up. See if you can maintain that while gently sitting the hips down and then rounding over, reaching the fingertips. Keep reaching forwards on a long diagonal, keep reaching up towards the sky. Open. Bending, let's take it just a little bit faster. Down, bend, reach, and up. Just twice more, flow through in your own pace. Breathing. Let's take it into the salute. Hands onto your forehead, come forward on a long diagonal. If you need to bend your knees, feel free to do so. And reach forward and bend the elbows. So we're thinking of lengthening the spine, drawing the stomach in and out, reaching the arms forward on that long diagonal. Let's just do a couple more of those. And place the straps back, coming to a mermaid position. So take the hand on the bar back as far as you can. So you're opening up the shoulder. Reach the other arm out. Gonna reach up and keep going so you get that beautiful side bend. When you're here, you're gonna turn. Place the other hand on the other side of the bar. Keep pushing the bed away, really lengthening through the spine. From here, open the chest, bringing the carriage back, opening, coming forward as far as feels good. Stretch back. Open back to the side bend and coming up. Let's do it again, that pace, nice and slow. Push that hand into the bar as you sweep the other one over. Turn and face so your spine is parallel to the spring. Stretch it out even more. As you bring the carriage back, open the chest. Push the hands into the bar as you lengthen. Open and up. And if you've got the coordination, we can take it a little faster with a little bit more flow. So just keep going. Keep the breath going. Let's just do it one more time. A little bit of coordination here as well. I'm going to take that back foot, bring it around. Think of pressing both sits bones down as you float the head up and then twisting. So you might want to hold on to the shoulder rests or onto the frame or anywhere that helps you get a good twist. And before we do all that on the other side, we're going to come to a lunge. So place one foot on the floor, tuck the toes. I'm going to start off by straightening that back leg, bending the front knee. And then coming back, bending the back knee. So the front knee bends, the back leg extends. Front leg straightens, back knee comes in. So that's a movement. And if you'd like to challenge the balance just a little bit more, take your hands off the bar and place them on your hips or behind your head or anywhere else that feels good for you. Next time we're going to stay with the front leg bent and just take little pulses, bending and stretching the back knee. Keep lengthening through the spine. Let's take another 3, 2, 1. Stay there and allow your knee to relax down. Place your forearms on the bar and just sink down to a deep stretch. I'm going to change legs so that the foot that was up is going to go down on the floor and the foot that was on the floor switches places. And this time when we lunge, we're going to look over the shoulder towards the back foot and coming back. Just play until you find a comfortable position for that foot and the knee. Twisting around and back. Twist, bend the front knee, sink down. Let's just take it one more time. And again, place the forearms on the bar, sink down as low as feels right for you. Coming up. And we're going to start with the mermaid on the other side. So I'm going to have my back to you for this one. The hand on the foot bar is going to go all the way to the back. The other arm is going to sweep up and stretch over. Place that hand on the other side of the foot bar. Stretch away. Bringing the carriage back. Open the chest, gaze forwards. Back, keep pressing both hands into the bar. And then transfer the weight onto the back hand. Coming to the side bend and coming up. One more time, nice and slow, up and over. Both hands on, reach, lengthen. Coming up, opening the chest, stretching away, keep pressing. One hand comes off to the side bend. And let's do it with a little bit more flow. One more time. Good, let's take that back leg, swing it around. Try and get both sits bones rooting down as you float the top of the head up. And then rotate and find where works best for you to place your hands so you get a really good twist. Stay there, keep lengthening the top of the head up, relaxing the shoulders down, and we'll come to a lunge. Tuck the toes. We're going to stretch the back knee as we bend the front knee. And then as we come back, bend the back knee, stretch the front leg. So if you want, you can keep your hands on the foot bar, or if you want to challenge the balance a little bit more, you're going to take the hands off and maybe place them on the hips, maybe behind the head or anywhere that works for you. Just play that transference of weight. So the weight is more on the front leg as we stretch the carriage back. And then calming back. Lengthening the heel back. Stay here for those little pulses. Reach the heel back. Bend, stretch. Bend, stretch. Another 3, 2, 1. And then let's take a stretch. And place your forearms on the bar and sink down. And coming back, switch legs. This leg goes down on the floor. This foot comes up. Gonna bend the front knee, looking over the shoulder. I want to see the back foot. And coming back. And bend. Nice, deep, generous bend. Sinking down. And back. And then on the last one, we're just going to stay there and just find how deeply we can sink into that stretch. Coming up, I'm going to add another light spring, so maybe a blue or even a yellow if you have one on your bed. Knees on the bed, tuck the toes. Press the hands down as you lift the stomach up, and really think of sending your tailbone and the top of your head towards each other, a bit like we did with the feet at the beginning. Just going to open up the bed a little bit, and exhaling, lift the stomach up, up, up as you press the hands down. Inhale, exhale, bring the carriage back, really thinking of lengthening the tailbone down and lifting the stomach up. And let's take it a little bit faster. Out, in. There's a kneeling stretch. A couple more times. Bringing the carriage in all the way, and then rippling forwards, opening the chest, gaze forwards, shoulders down away from the ears, and rounding the spine, coming back to that round position. So don't worry too much about moving the bed. Just think about moving your body for now. Opening the chest, gaze up, shoulders down away from the ears, rounding through. Again, it's a powerhouse. It's moving the body. Let's take it one more time like that. And then let's stay in this arched position for the down stretch. Press your hands into the bar. Open the bed as far as feels good for you. As you come up, think of lengthening through the spine, supporting your back with your center. Back and open. Just making sure there's no tension in the back, no pain in the back. This should actually feel really nice for your back. Really opening for your shoulders. One more time. Then we're going to bring the right foot on the bar. If you have sensitive knees, you might want to pad the left knee. Bring the hips forwards. Open the chest. Inhale. And as you exhale, reach the back leg back and stretch the front leg. Just going to stay here for a few seconds to breathe into the stretch. Coming up. Just doing that one more time. Coming back. You might choose to stay there or take a side bend. So you can either put your hand behind your head or stretch it up and side bend over to the right. Let's take that to the other leg. Tucking the toes, placing the left foot on the foot bar. Hips down. If you need to pad that right knee, please do so. Open the chest, gazing up. Thinking of reaching that back heel away. Stretching the front leg. Sinking into the stretch. Coming back. Open. And one more time, reach the back leg away. Stretch the front leg. Stay for a moment. Allow the head to relax down. Coming back. You might choose just to stay there or take the side bend. You can have the hand behind your head if you want. You can stretch it up. And breathing into that. Okay, coming off. I'm going to take one spring off. So I'm just left with one heavy spring, one red spring on this bed. And I'm going to take the box and place it lengthways, long box. Come to lying on the stomach with both hands on the foot bar. Stretch the legs long and push with your hands so that the arms are long. Keep the arms long. Bring the carriage forwards, pressing the hands down, and see how far it feels good for your back. To bring the carriage back, it might not be all the way. And as you push with your hands, think of lengthening the legs, lengthening them away. It's like a little baby swan movement. Reach, 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 reach. Long arms, long legs. Just finding how far you need to go for it to feel right for your body today. So next time when you come up, just going to come up maybe a little bit less so that your chest is clearing the bar, bending the elbows like a sort of push-up and straightening. Again, making sure that there's no tension in the back. There is, you might need to come down a little bit more. You might need to engage the center a little bit more. And if that feels pretty good, let's go for a little jump. You're going to push and back. If it feels too heavy or too light, the springs are right there. So feel free to change and push and down. Reach. Let's do two more. Reach and stretch. Let's come up onto our knees. I'm going to take the puppy stretch. So keeping the hips up high, push the carriage away and sink the chest down towards the spring. Think of externally rotating your arms. Breathing here for a few breaths. And when you feel it's enough, let's come back to the rest position. So you can have your hands on the bar or by the sides of your body or dangling down towards the floor. Where does that feel the most relaxing for you? Just going to finish off with a couple of really nice stretches. The first one is going to be the pigeon pose. Flex that foot. Try and align the shin with the long side of the box. Press either onto your leg or onto the box in order to extend. Look up. Come forwards on a long diagonal. You might want to stay here. Or, if it feels okay, come forwards and just relax your body over. And take a moment to really soften the body and breathe into that stretch. And when you've had enough, slowly come up. Let's change legs. So align the shin with the long edge of the box. Flex a foot. Press down either onto the box or onto your leg. Think of lengthening, opening, coming forwards on a long diagonal. And then relax over. How much can you soften into this stretch? How deeply can you breathe? Coming back. I'm going to Place the elbows on the box, bring the hands together and place the hands behind your head. So it's like the fingertips are pointing towards your shoulders. I find it comfortable to have the top of my head against the box. So if that feels good for you, feel free to do that. And just breathe into that. You might want to bend your knees a little bit. Maybe playing with one knee and then the other one. And then coming up, standing, plant your feet into the floor. Take a deep breath in. Reach the arms up. Bring the palms of the hand together. Gently pressing the hands together and then bring your hands towards the center of your chest. Take a moment to notice the rhythm of the heartbeat. I do hope you enjoy doing this reformer class with me, and please subscribe so we can do more classes together.